Okay, so good evening, everybody. I am so excited. Tonight, we have got an incredible guest speaker, Executive Regional Vice President Laura Leggett, but not just, the title to me is irrelevant. Laura has got two incredibly powerhouses direct to her. She is Danny and she is Jade. So this woman has created these leaders, in her organization, which is incredible, guys, too wide, and these women are powerful. So that shows a reflection of Laura as a leader, as a coach, as a mentor, as somebody who's growing every single day. So tonight it's Monday the 26th of November. Welcome everybody who's coming on the call. And I know, Laura, I'm going to hand over to her. I should have got you to give me a bio, Laura, before I introduce you to talk, but I'm going to just say that as well as the pocket rocket that Laura is, I met Laura 2013, and to see Laura would hardly speak back then. She was so shy. She literally, she would sort of she would say something at the end of the night or at a DA, and she would just, she would just keep herself to herself. And the transition that I've seen Laura, in the last 5 years is absolutely phenomenal. She has really, worked on herself, worked on her vision, worked on, her confidence to stand up and to be counted, and she surely is. So with no further ado, I'm going to hand over to incredible Laura Leggett. If you can unmute yourself. Thanks, my lovely.
There we go, it's working now. Hello everybody. Thank you for that lovely introduction, Fiona. We've come a long way 5 years ago, and like I say, Fiona isn't wrong with what she's saying. When I very first started, I was really shy. I listened a lot, so that's a good key. If you've got listening skills, take that far, because I might not have said a lot, and sometimes people might be quiet, but sometimes they're the ones that you've got to look out for. So if someone's like, look at me, but someone's quiet, don't just focus on, oh, look at me kind of person. Sometimes the person who's the quiet one is just as important as the one who's saying, look at me kind of thing. So I'd say I probably was an underdog. I wasn't always in your face kind of person when I was very first started Arbonne, but I know the power of this business, and I know what I saw when that business presentation was presented to me. And this is really, there's 2 points of my training tonight. I really wanted to go back to business, like, why did you join Arbonne? Because sometimes if we're in Arbonne for a while, we know that when we very first started, we have the dreams and desires. However, along the way, we kind of forget about why are we doing Arbonne, and sometimes it can get, and I'm guilty of it as well in my time through my journey of Arbonne, but it always brings me back. Why am I doing Arbonne? Am I doing it for me, or am I doing it for my legacy of my family, for Sophia? And this is what I'd really like to get clear with everybody on the call. What is your why? Why are you doing Arbonne? Because I think it's good to know. And I'm going to really push people out of the comfort zone now. So I'm going to ask Emma, why did you join? I'm going to go around the screen. This is getting people out of the comfort zone now. But like I say, you don't grow in your comfort zone. You only grow out of your comfort zone. So Emma, could you just give a quick minute of why did you join Arbonne?
I had been on a trip to New York 2 weeks before the presentation of Arbonne to me. I was aware of it for 3 years before that from Nikki, and I thought that was it. My life was over. I had nothing else to look forward to. I'd achieved everything I thought I ever would do. So Arbonne was a new beginning for me.
Oh, thank you so much. Rebecca? I see people are leaving the call now. Quick!
Right, can you hear me?
Phoning them up. Yep, I can hear you.
I joined really because I just love the products. They work. They're absolutely gorgeous, and they're just ideal for me. That's why I joined Arbonne.
Can I ask you what makes you stay in Arbonne though? You can get products from anywhere else. You don't have to get them from Arbonne. Like,
I just really want to. I just want to sort of spread the word. Really, I talk to people and I tell them, and I just let everybody know what amazing products that we have and that are available to them, and I'm still shocked at the rubbish that goes into other products, and people don't know about it. And I think and I just think what we have is just a truly incredible product.
Thank you very much, Marie. Maria Louise.
Hello. So I joined because of the idea of the Plan B side of it, because at the time when I met Fiona, my design business that I'd started up was still quite new, doing it sort of full time, and I didn't want to go back to work full time because of my little boy. Excuse me, but I've been joined Arbonne for 2 years now, so in that time why has shifted a bit, because I've immersed myself in the culture of being part of the team. So definitely the whole mindset and personal growth aspect has really helped me, and I feel very much still at the beginning of my journey in that you never stop learning and growing. But a big thing is probably the legacy part of it, like you said, Laura. I with my design business, I don't see how I could have an asset in the way that Arbonne does. The fact that it's willable is a big thing for me. And I wasn't, it didn't really sink in when I first, when you first hear the DA and, hear the information, you sort of learn more. And I think also just the whole ethics of the company, I hadn't done much research when I was looking at joining, so I feel quite reassured that I just went with my gut and went, this was right, and kind of jumped in. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you. Maritza.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I joined because of Plan B, basically financial freedom. That's it really, and I love what the company stands for, and I just really doing it to be financially free and have nice things in life, and not having to work 9 to 5, because I don't like that. So
okay, thank you, Maritza.
Okay,
Hannah?
thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Is she there? I can only see 6 people on the screen. Where is everyone? Here we go. And Hannah, hi.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. So we're just going to share with people why you joined Arbonne.
So I joined after seeing you on Facebook. Obviously knowing you from school, and like I said, knowing you at school and what you were like at school, seeing you on Facebook and how far you've come, I was really intrigued as to how you'd done that. And obviously you got a nice car and you were doing really well, so obviously had a chat with you. Really liked the idea of where you'd come from to now, in which really isn't a long period of time. 5 years, I wouldn't say that's like a massive amount of time. I know people are doing it a lot sooner now as well, and just really like the thought of that, and kind of saw myself wanting to do that and wanting to be in a position as to where you are really.
Awesome. Thank you, babes. Next person. I'm trying to look at all these. Judith or Joanne, whoever comes on first. If not, then I'll just carry on. Thank you, Hannah.
Hi,
Okay.
Laura.
Hi.
Laura?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, sorry, I'm assuming the question is, why did you join Arbonne? I didn't catch the beginning.
Yeah.
I am corporate background, accountant, but I haven't done the 9 to 5 since my girls were born. So when my girls were born, who are now 12 and 14, we bought houses that we rent out. So I had that, and I had some online business as well. But I've always loved my products, and hearing about this opportunity, for me, it was the products really. But the opportunity to own my life. That was sort of the biggest thing for me. Hope that helps.
Thank you. I think, has everyone spoken? I don't know if Judith's there or not, but I'll carry on talking anyway. So yes, we've got a mix of people of why some people are doing legacy for their family, other people are coming in because they love the products. And I just would like to get in a habit, because I'm a bit of a triangle, that we need to lead with business. I know the products are absolutely amazing. However, we need to lead with business, everybody. I promise we do, because this is how we're going to change people's lives. So if you're a person who's very producty, that's absolutely amazing. They're going to help them skin, but just think how much of an impact you can have on their life if you lead with business. So may just be, make a little note saying, am I leading with business or am I leading with products? We can always lead with business, then fall back on the products. But are you a person who just shares the products and then doesn't say anything about the business? So it's just being more aware of what you're saying, and try, and just not try, please do lead with business, because business is amazing, and it's transformed my life. And so many people, it works. So it's just having the conviction. And people might say, Laura, it's all right for you because you're where you are. But when I very first started Arbonne, there's no white Mercedes around anywhere near me. I don't even, Fiona, did you have yours? I'm not sure if you did. I think you did have yours, Fiona, but we didn't have much to do with Fiona back then. However, so we just went in blind. And when I heard the business presentation, I thought that Arbonne was a secret and nobody knew about this whole world. Like, oh my God, like, I'm going to change my life. And people could hear that I was absolutely probably crackers. I'm going to have a massive house. I'm going to have a R8. I'm going to have a Mercedes. I'm going to do all this. And people look at me like, what is she going on about? But they could hear the conviction and the passion. And that's the thing that you've got to bring back at the start. I know, like, we go through time of Arbonne, and our belief might get weakened by things that have happened to us if we get rejected, but we're just a messenger. This is why we just need to lead with business as well, because it's up to them if they say yes or no. Our job is just to share it. So you've got to take it away from you and just say, have you ever heard of Arbonne before? You'd be absolutely amazed about what I do. And they'll say, oh, what do you do? And just say, look, I can't explain it here, but I'd love to meet with you coffee to share it a little bit in more detail. And that's all we've got to do. I think we can overcomplicate things and make Arbonne look hard. Like, I don't know why we make Arbonne look hard, because it isn't really that hard, really, considering you're not, like, opening people's brains up and taking illnesses out of, you know what I mean? It's not hard, is it? You're saying to someone, have you ever heard of Arbonne before? You'd be amazing at it. And it's just being simple. So my first message is, just lead with business. And another thing is that you can't judge. If you think to yourself, oh, they would not be interested in Arbonne, you don't have a clue what's going on in that other person's life. They might think on Facebook it looks all hunky-dory on Facebook, but actually, do you know what? They're probably crying themselves to sleep, worrying about money, how they're going to pay the bills, how they've got no money for the kids' Christmas presents, or they can't go on holiday, or in the debt, or they've got no confidence, or they've got no self-belief, they don't love themselves, they think they're ugly, rah, 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 rah. This is all the stuff that people are going on in the head, because that used to be me. So I'm not saying we're all the same, but most people do worry about money, worrying about making sure that they can provide for the family. I wouldn't say everybody absolutely loves themselves, because not everybody loves themselves deeply. Through personal development, through Arbonne, you do learn to love yourself and have the self-belief and the confidence in you. So there's people looking out there for friendships, just to be involved in the community. And this is what Arbonne can give as a business as a whole. So as well as amazing products, they can have an amazing lifestyle. I've never been as happy as I have ever been in my whole life, apart from that being with Arbonne. Now, Arbonne has sorted my social life out, it's sorted my belief, my character, my confidence, my belief, of vision of everything, being a better parent to Sophia, being a better friend, being a better lover, like all of those things, which you might think Arbonne comes wrapped up in a cardboard box, but it's way more than products. And I do stress that a lot on my calls that I do in my group, that you might just think that we're flogging products all the time, but we're not. Like, this business really holistically is helping people's mindset, beliefs, showing them up to be the best version of themselves, because that was me. So if you're a person thinking, oh, you got your confidence. Ask Fiona. Fiona said, I used to be so quiet. I used to be at the back of the room, didn't used to say anything. I probably had a bit of a chip on my shoulder when I very first started. I hold my hands up. I used to think the world owed me something, and I used to think that I was a bit of a pessimist, and used to think that all the bad things that were happening, but I was creating that doom and gloom in my world. But thanks to Arbonne, I'm more aware of what I'm thinking about. So if I can do it, you lot can do it. So number one is making sure that we are leading with business. And another thing that I'd like to say is going back to write out your 100 list again. And you might have already wrote your 100 list, but you need to go back to them, because life changes all the time. Every 3 to 6 months, people's lives are not the same like it was back then. So go back to your 100 list, back to them, just say, look, you know that I'm doing this business with Arbonne. I know you've probably just got little snippets of it, but however, it's like sometimes people can think that they know Arbonne because they put all the jigsaws together, but actually they don't have a clue what it's really about. So just say, look, I'm doing Arbonne. You're aware that I do it. It's an amazing business model. Can I just explain the business model to you properly? And then it's up to you if you want to do it or not. It's not my decision. However, all I would like to do is for you to understand it properly and understand why I'm doing it. And if there's anybody you know, it may be for you, maybe not for you, but if it's for somebody you may, could you lead them back to me? So this is what we've got to think, because that one person will know 1,000 people who you don't know. So it's like when you go to a party or anything like that. That's why you always ask for referrals, because they know people who you don't know. And like for me, I've got a massive organisation, but there's thousands of people, but I didn't have to go. It's one person who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone. So if you haven't read Don Failer, the 45-second presentation, that really explains the business model, where if you know 5 people who know 5 people who know 5 people, that's how the network is. So you do need to speak to a lot of people to find your farm. You might have to speak to hundreds of people to find your gold ships, but it's revisiting that list to see where you are. And like I say, the follow-up's a massive key to this business. Just because someone said no, don't just cross them off and think, oh, they'll never do it, because there's many executive national vice presidents who will say they blew their sponsor out 6, 7, 8, 9 times before they said yes, but that person kept following up and up and up. It wasn't that they weren't saying no, it's just that the position of their life, it might have been hectic, or they didn't understand, or things changed. So this is why we've got to get in habit of following up all the time and having a little bit of a structure of who you're messaging and who you're talking to. So that's a little bit about that. I'm now going to I'll talk about that when we're following up with people. I've got here, it takes 6 to 8 exposures for someone to make a decision about Arbonne. So if you're just reaching out to them once and you think that's it, it's not, because you have to keep planting seeds after exposure, keep the rapport up, put them into a group, send them testimonials, send them samples, meet up with them one-to-one, do it indirectly so it's not pointed at them. If they're feeling bloated, put a thing on your post in your group about bloated tummy so it's not directed at them. Information, doing live videos. You could even, with the 30 days, you could even do an evening of cooking one of the menus while everybody watches you cook it. Like, that's interaction, because people like to watch people. I don't know what it is, but they do. So it could be doing exercises in your group. It could be cooking in your group. People like it. I know people do, because I watch people as well. So I know I'm not that different compared to everybody else, but they do that. So it's just being a bit creative, and we're just problem solvers at the end of the day. And also, if does many people on here use Instagram and Facebook stories? So if you're not a Facebook story group, I would really suggest that you do Facebook stories, because that's where your interaction comes from, and you know who's watching you. Facebook posts are great, but Facebook stories are amazing, because you can put posts on and polls like, are you feeling bloated, sluggish? And then someone will just click yes, and then then it will send a message to your inbox, and you can send a message directly, and you can see everybody who's watched it, everyone who's commented on it. It's really, really good. On a post on Facebook, you don't know who's seen it. Even if you do a video, it only shows you the views. It doesn't say who's watched it. But with a Facebook story, that's where you know the people who are watching you all the time. Another thing about Facebook stories and posting on Facebook as well is, so at the minute you can notice that I'm very on the nutrition, and it goes for a stage on Facebook how you can generate your sales. This is from my personal experience. So you'll put something up saying, I'm doing the 30-day detox, with anybody else to like to do it, rah, and you hammer that for like 2 days. Actually, you probably keep going on about it for about 5 days. On day 3, so on day 1, people be thinking, oh, what's Laura doing? Like day 3 I'm still posting probably about 4 or 5 times a day, different things. Probably gets annoying on day 3 for people. Oh, what is Laura doing? Like, she's still going on about 7-day cleanse, rah. Right, then it gets to about day 6. Right, that's when all the orders come in, because I've exposed them that much of, do you feel sluggish? People be thinking on day 1, yeah, I do feel a bit sluggish, but I'm not really going to take action today. Can't be. It's just a little planting of the seed. And then day 3 is like, Laura's still going on about that 7-day cleanse. And then it'll get to the point on day 7, like, actually, I'm actually feeling absolutely poo, and Laura looks absolutely amazing. Who's the first person they're going to think of if they feel bloated, sluggish, tired? Who they're going to think of? They're going to be thinking of me. So this is what you've got to get in a habit of. Don't think that you're annoying people. Spend a week of focusing on a product. Like 7-day cleanse is absolutely amazing. Put testimonials up, do polls, get interactions in your group saying, are you interested in, would you like to get rid of your bloated tummy, sluggish, tired feeling, anything like that? Are you overweight? And just interact, and people will tell you where they're at. As soon as you found their emotional attachment or their need, you need to work on that, because that's what they're not happy about, and this is where we can help them feel happy. This is what I've just worked out through sales. So it's fine. It's not focusing, oh, feel amazing and get a flat tummy. No, we're saying, are you feeling bloated? You got to home in on their weaknesses and then help them, rather than say, do you want a flat tummy? Yeah, we do, but in their head, they're like, I'm never going to get one. However, if you say, are you bloated? Are you tired? Are you sluggish? This is where people are going, yeah, I need to do it, because that will help them. So that's just a bit of key of experience, what I've experienced with the 30-day detox and the 7-day cleanse. So posting on Facebook. Also, I hope that everyone has done the 30-day detox. If you haven't, please do, because you will just have so much conviction, more passion. You'll know what you're talking about. Have a product focus a day. One day could be Digestion Plus, it could be protein shakes, just giving people information, and you're being at the front of the mind. Because soon, like, we're at the season now, we've got probably 20 days really now till the 20th of December. People are going on Christmas parties and they want to look absolutely amazing. So we call it the little black dress boot. It could be the detox cleanse group, or whatever you want to call it. Be creative. So we started a 15-day detox, or a 15-day body shred. It consists, take advantage of it, because we've got free sign up at the minute. So you could have a bag of protein shake, a 7-day cleanse, and a water bottle. That will come to about £86, and then you can get the Digestion Plus for free. So that's a good little package there. So they could have 2 shakes a day, or they could have 1 shake a day and do it over 30 days. However, 2 shakes a day, a 7-day cleanse, and Digestion Plus for 15 days. They're going to shift some weight in that, and that's £86. And like I say, that's the package that we're doing. So if you haven't thought about that, you need to be thinking about 30 days to healthy living now. There's no point doing it in January, because people have already been on it for the last 4 weeks already. I'm not saying they won't think of you, but you need to be in people's minds now. So when they're thinking about, I need to lose weight, the first person they're going to think about is you. They're going to think, that's why people always come to me about weight, because one, I'm the product, and they know that I always go to the gym and I always post stuff about nutrition. And people just send me a message saying, Laura, I need some protein shake. I need to get on this 15-day shred. I'm going on holiday, because I'm always on the nutrition. So I'm not saying you need to focus on the nutrition, but at the minute it is a key season now to be pushing the nutrition for January. So you need to be prepping now. And if you're not doing the 30 days, you don't have to do the 30 days if you're not comfortable, but I would recommend you doing the 30 days, because it's just gonna it's gonna give you more confidence, more knowledge about the products, and that's what you want. Like, when we join this business, there's loads of different personality types. We all know that, like squiggle, square, and all that. For me, when I started Arbonne, I didn't have a clue about the products. I didn't really know about much about the business. But one thing I did have was a desire to have an amazing life. And that didn't matter if I knew anything about the products. It didn't matter if I knew anything about the business. It didn't matter, because I had a conviction that this business was amazing, because I could see it was, and people need to hear it. So if you're a kind of person who gets wrapped up in products and thinking about that, you need to know everything, you're just holding yourself back. All you've got to do is go up and say, oh my God, like, have you ever heard of R1 before? No. Oh, you need to hear about it because it's absolutely amazing. Why? Let's meet up for a coffee and I can explain why. So it's just been a bit more, I like to say, my confidence wasn't there, but when I first heard of R1, I was on the phone to Zoe 6, 7, 8 times a day. You know when you've got a good one because they don't stop ringing you all the time. They're texting, got ideas, we're doing this, we're doing that. So looking back now, Zoe didn't even approach me with Arbonne. I approached her. So it's like planting seeds again. Zoe was planting seeds about the business and the lifestyle of Arbonne, and this is what we're doing as well. Like Hannah was drawn to me because I was given that vision of that what she could have. So are you painting your vision big and bold? Because that's what people want. People are not happy where they are. So it's just being more aware and conscious of posting on Facebook. And like I say, doing the 30 days to healthy living as well. I would really recommend you doing that. Has everyone got a Facebook group where you do the 30 days, or is it more producty with skincare or makeup, or is it a mix? So just being more aware of interacting, and like my strength is definitely the nutrition, but somebody else's strength, like Rebecca, could be like skincare, which is amazing. But once you've got that lead of what they're interested in, then that opens you up to everything else. So don't just concentrate on that one thing thinking that they just want skincare. Just say, oh, are you interested in nutrition? And then just branch out. Arbonne's amazing because we have so many different ways of how we can approach people. It could be the health, it could be how they look, how they're feeling, and just generally just making sure that you're not just sticking to one skincare. Saying, oh, they've tried the skincare, just say, oh, would it be okay if I could send you a mascara sample or a primer sample, or come round and do your facial or something? Just so they're branching out into a different line what Arbonne offers, because there's not many network marketing companies out there that have the whole lot. Like they either focus on nutrition, or they focus on skincare, or they focus on makeup, where Arbonne have nailed all areas. So it's massive for us. So our world's our oyster because everybody uses everything what Arbonne offers. Talking about the 30 days group again, if you haven't set a group up, please set a group up. I mentioned about talking about different products, the main product focus, before and after pictures. It's all good and us saying it's absolutely amazing the products are, it's transferring people's life, but people like to see before and after pictures and know that real people are changing with these products. So focus on that. You could do an interview with somebody on your group to talk about 30 days, how they've done it. There's a thing that's gone up recently that people prefer videos rather than posts. So just embrace technology a little bit more and do some lives. Could also create some leaflets out around your local area about the 7-day cleanse. You just need to splatter you're your own brand, and you just need to get out there. What else on here? Yeah, you are your own brand. So the last bit I was just going to talk about, so it's just been about your own brand. And I know sometimes in Arbonne, like for me, because there's so many different areas to go. Is it your products? Is it makeup, skincare, nutrition? I just want to hone in, like, what are you passionate about, like, regarding the products? Are you into skincare, or are you into makeup, or are you into nutrition? Like, where are you? So it's just knowing that, just run with it, because I've been guilty before, and I'm like, there's all these products, and it's just knowing what's your what's the word I'm trying to say? What you know where Arbonne love is. Like for me, I love being healthy, keeping fit, and want everyone to be healthy, have the right mindset, feel amazing, because once you're exercising and healthy, that will obviously trigger off other areas of your life. So if you're feeling a bit meh and a bit tired and sluggish, you're not showing up as the best version of you. And I just think health is it's very, very important of how you show up. If you're not feeding your body and looking after your body, your mindset isn't there. So you need to make sure that we are, I'd say, embracing nutrition. If everyone does the 30 days after this call, everyone stocks up. Joking. So you are the best version of you, so you need to show up. I'm not saying you have to be a size 10 and really skinny to do 30 days. I'm not saying that all, but you just got to find your brand and what you love about Arbonne. And just you can use different testimonials and other people's stories about that. What else I was going to say? Any questions? Anyone? I'm open to questions. What time are we on? At 8:30. Any questions? Please let me know.
I'm gonna ask you a question, Laura. So obviously your confidence grew over the years. So was there any particular book or audio that you listened to? What was it that shifted you? Was it a combination? Did you feel the shift? Did you know at the time, or was it just gradual?
It's just doing the do, and I just know we're all surrounded in this amazing community in Arbonne, and if it wasn't for all this community, like, and just showing up at events, that's the real thing for me and my confidence. It was seeing the evidence out there that if they can do it, I can do it. And the confidence grew more was through personal development and being aware of us creating this world of doom, and it was just all me. As soon as I changed my mindset, but the thing is, with Arbonne, when I very first heard about Arbonne, this is where I wouldn't really, I know I was quiet, but I always knew the business was, I was confident in the business, and that never fazed me one little bit. It was more to do with me, was our self-worth, because I don't know.
Oh, she's frozen. Come back. Uh-oh. I used to do this all the time early days. Except I used to freeze like that. Not attractive.
Fiona, while we're waiting, can I just ask a quick question? Because I found reading all the paperwork about the business and the plan and how it grows, what's the best way to do that? Because I carry the paperwork around with me everywhere to have a break and read through it, but it's just not sinking in to make it easy to explain to other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll come back to you in that in a minute.
Thank you.
Emma. Laura, you froze, sweetheart. So you were
hear me
talking.
now?
Yeah. So you were just talking about, even though you were quiet, you always had a confidence about the business. So you cut out probably about a good 30 seconds ago.
Oh, right, okay. So I always had the conviction of the business side, because when I heard the business, I was like, it's a secret. I know about it, but it was my inner confidence, my self-worth, my self-belief, and I've had to work a lot on myself. And when people say you have to work harder on yourself than your business, it's 100% true. And it's just like The Secret, The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy, Making the Shift, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. All those books, Jim Rohn, what other ones I've been listening to? All the secret books, that they're all amazing. They're all out there for you. But the one thing that did really change me was The Secret by Rhonda, The Metaphysical Secret, because it just made me more aware of what I was thinking. And I've had to work really loads on myself, but I know now that if people say no to me, it's not that they're saying, like what Fiona always says, they're not saying N-O, they're just, it's a K-N-O, they're just a bit blind to it all, because doing Arbonne is not the norm really, but it will be in like 5 years, 10 years time, and they'll be like, oh, so it's making sure it's our job to let them know that they're in the right network marketing company, because everyone's going to be involved in one of these companies sooner or later. People don't want a job that rolls around their lifestyle, they want a job that rolls around them. The younger ones don't want to be stuck in 9 to 5. They want to be out partying and earning cash on the phone while they're having a great time. They don't want to be stuck in a room and just working for somebody else. They don't want that. You know, that's the way to go. The shops are shutting, the economy's changing. It's an exciting time for us. Like, we're the #1 global company, and we're only in a small amount of countries. It's crazy. So sometimes we can forget that, and it's really important. So with confidence, Fiona, it's just working a lot on myself, and I could see everybody else around me transforming their life. It did take me a while to get on personal development. I know it took you a lot longer, Fiona, the personal development, but I could see all these people, like I've always had, like Fiona says, I'm a bit of a pocket rocket. I've always had a belief in the business, and I knew that I wanted to have strong, independent, strong-minded business women in my business. I always knew that, and like I say, and what you think about, I've always had a strong belief in the business, a confidence of where this business can take you, but it was just more of my head what was getting in the way, through things of what happened in my past of growing up as a kid. And I'm sure many people have not had a good upbringing either. If you have, that's amazing, but even Darren Hardy said most of us are messed up anyway in some kind of way, but it's just making the most of what we've had. And it's not, don't always think but the lessons that I've learned through my upbringing, it's just made me stronger character. It's not that I feel sorry for myself and why me, like feeling sorry for myself. I don't think like that. You'll never hear me moaning about my upbringing in a negative way. I'll just say it made me stronger. It made me who I am today. I'm grateful for my upbringing and the struggles that I've had, because it made me the person I am today. So if you're a kind of person who blames your past or I'm struggling, you've got to be really thinking about your language, because you're just creating your own doom and gloom world. And your upline's there to give you advice, and they know the way. And if they're asking you to do something, they're not doing it to be horrible to you. They just want the best for you. They want to make sure that you smash this business. Like, there's no reason why any of you lot can't become regional vice president in 6 to 12 months, because you've got so much more tools. Like, isn't it, Fiona? Like, the years ago we didn't have laptops, nothing, and they were promoting. Like, you lot, these new people who are coming in, you should be absolutely smashing it and going straight to region within a year if you follow the simple system that's all out there for us. So it's an incredible business.
Yeah. I think she's frozen again, Laura. Okay, Emma, to what you've asked, discover Arbonne slides. Learn them, share them, and you get so better at understanding the business and the power of what we have in our hands. Yeah, so there's a 15-minute one that you can do. You can download. I know we have the full Discover Arbonne opportunity, but there's a 15-minute one that you can have. If you're not, just message me and I'll send it to you as well. She's back, Laura.
I don't know what's up with my internet, sorry.
It's cool. Okay, so I'm hand it back to you, Laura, if you've got any more, if anyone's got any questions.
Yeah, so Emma talking about the DA slides. Yeah, that little sheet which Discover Arbonne, you just got to practice those slides, really. I would definitely leave with business, though.
I'm not finding that enough, if that makes sense. Maybe it's just the way I think the business should be a bit more. Does that make sense? Is it really just the DA slides are going to get people to join?
They can hear the conviction and passion in your voice. They will.
Okay.
Maybe it's that you've got to work on. Maybe listen to other people's lives, how they've changed. Go to the Iron Arbonne stories, how people have changed. Because when I heard that business presentation, I was off. I was like, oh my God, like, you can change your life. Have you ever heard about it? People think I'm crazy. Like, are you talking like that? Are you talking, right, yeah, Arbonne's been around for 40 years nearly. Like, they can hear it in your voice. Like, so maybe it's just been have a bit more conviction and being enthusiastic about it. That will get what people will be listening for.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
I think reading Iron Arbonne a day as well. They have talked about bringing them back in the delivery boxes. So years ago, we would, every time we placed a delivery, we'd get an Iron Arbonne story, EOA, if you don't know what that is. So it's somebody's journey. It would be an A4 double side of your region, and it would be like a double kind of your nation. But you can go and onto the website and but you can put in Iron Arbonne on the source and then name, like, if you're after like a dentist, and it will come up of somebody in that profession. So if you were meeting somebody who, let's say, was a school teacher, you can download the Iron Arbonne or just send it across to them to read. And again, that's about third-party validation, because I think initially, if you don't feel that you are yet you're scared, you kind of like, you're new, and maybe your confidence is of a level 1 to 10 low, and and therefore you know, and your knowledge, and it's all ties up, your knowledge and confidence, you know, for some people, then actually, you know, getting a third party validation, like Laura said, for her, it was a secret, it was the compound effect, it was that other source that gave you that, you know, that helped to instill that belief and that, you know, the understanding of that deep love, like Laura mentioned, you know, the meaning behind it all. Why are we here? Why do we turn up? Why do we do what we do? You know, if we feel valued and we feel trust, then that's what it's all about, surely, you know, for all of us. Giving the business is your best product.
Yeah. I'm with Fiona. Can you just share a little bit about, obviously there's loads of people on the call, and obviously we write down 100 list, and sometimes when we look at someone we go, oh, they would never do Arbonne, or they're not interested. Can you just say how you can't judge? I know it's all right for me saying it, but from you've been around a lot longer than me, like you can't judge if people want to do Arbonne or not, can you? The people who you think would do Arbonne don't do Arbonne, and the people who don't do Arbonne, you think they do it. So can you just share a little bit of?
Yeah, I still, you know, I never have it, like, obviously, you know, we've been doing a bit of training on avatar lately. Have people heard of these avatar trainings where you are thinking of, I actually had a question from somebody today about, Krista Phillips in the States. I did a Zoom with her, and she said, do you put a name to the person you're going to meet? So we did these things you do these like little cutouts of people, right? Okay. And so she said, do you have a name? And I said, no, I don't give anybody a name. Like, to me, you don't get wet from the word water. I'm not interested in, it's like, it doesn't attach. You only get that name because it's Topard, because somebody said, you know, Laura, don't do this, Laura, do that, Laura. So association with Laura, it's your name, because so many people repeat it so many times to Laura, she knows that's her name. I go for qualities. I would like Laura said, you know, she was looking for powerful businesswomen. So for me, I like, you know, I'm putting it out to the universe. People who have got, you know, people who want to help others is massively important to me. People who take pride in themselves. I don't care what job they're doing. You know, they could, you know, a toilet cleaner, but they could have the cleanest toilets. That's pride. That's self, you know, that's, to me, is more important than anything else. So I never say, I think you're good enough for this business or you're not. I actually, you know, will speak to anybody about this business, because if I'm the messenger and the hope dealer, then, like Laura said, somebody may have the big house and be seen to have the money, but, you know, actually they're not. You know, they're up to debt in you know, up to credit card debt. You just aren't to be judge and jury. But our job as a messenger, which Laura said, is to share this incredible business that can change if they want to make the change as well. And that is a difference, because early days you may want it more for somebody else than they want it for themselves. So don't fall into Mother Teresa syndrome, MTS, right, Laura, where it's like literally, so the sojourners, Dana Collins talks about, she found somebody, her first I see, and she's like, oh, and so she just goes with that first I see, and she's like, this person wants what I want, and, you know, they're literally dead on the floor, and she's resuscitating them, you know, and she's like, breathe, baby, breathe, and they're like, out of it. It's like, it's never happening in a million years. So you've got to understand it's about match commitment, and you will want it more for somebody than they will want it for themselves. And I think as network marketers, we lead without, you know, we're very much, you know, we're like, we see the best in others. We want to take people at face value. Like, we want to be taken, and we want to give and share and live, you know, and actually we are in a bubble, because so many times when you step out of Arbonne world, pop, 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 you know, the bubbles are like, and it's like, oh, they said something, but, you know, when somebody says something, it doesn't necessarily mean they mean it. And it goes back to what Laura says, it's the conviction behind what they're saying, you know. So is somebody sees this business, and I mentioned this in the boot camp, is it probable, is it possible, or is it inevitable? So probable is like saying they've just joined your team, they've got an ID number, you know, they're in first gear, you know, 10 miles an hour, they can't go any faster than, and all you hear is, wow, you know, and you know, it doesn't matter, 10 miles an hour, that's it, we've got an ID. That's not enough. You know, they can tell you what they want or think you should hear, or they want to say, but then it moves from a probable ID to a possible, coming on the Zooms, going to training, like Laura said, building that confidence, being around people, you know. And then inevitable is, I mentioned this before, you know, Peter Mork, when he started, did you think he was like us? You know, if you walked downstairs and he was making you a shake tomorrow morning, Petter Mork was stood in your kitchen making your protein shake, and he turned around to you and said, so, Rebecca, who are we going to speak to today? Because Laura asked a question at the beginning of this Zoom. She said, why did you join Arbonne? You know, what was it that you saw in this business model? Let's go back. Because Petter Mork would tell you that his vision was for every single household in the world to have Arbonne in their homes. Now, that's not just going to get it from you selling them all by yourself. There's only one of you. But get a team, create a worldwide team internationally that can sell the products and move that on and on and on. We will be in every household in the world. So very powerful to know that this is a 5-year plan for you, and the people you meet will stay. You know, people in your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. You don't know. I've lost somebody at every level. I've lost a direct district. I've lost an area manager. I've lost a regional vice president. I don't know. I never know. But my job is not to be the judge. My job is to be the messenger and keep sharing. And the cream will rise to the top, and the people who want it, you know what? I'm match commitment with them, but I won't give them more. If they give me 20, they get my 20. If they give me 80, I'll give them 80. But you'll learn that as you go. So yeah, I hope that is kind of what you wanted, Laura.
No, yeah, thank you. And it, like you say, it is talking when you're going out. I don't know if many people have got team members or anyone who's joined your team, but if you're their sponsor and you're asking for them to do things and they're not getting back to you, like Fiona was saying, it's like they're only putting in 20, you put in 20, and if you're thinking that you're working all your eggs in that one basket, like if they're not doing anything, you'll go down with them, and you just really need to get in the mindset of protecting yourself. And you've got to make sure, like I've had it where sometimes new team members come in and you spend all the time with them, and then if one day if they just wake up and go, actually I don't want to do Arbonne anymore, you're like, what? Because you don't know what's going on in people's lives, and then you're like left like, what? Like I didn't think that you were going to leave, and then they leave. Like you don't, like you say, you just don't know. Like people come and go, but it's just making sure that you are, like they say, like you've got to spend 80% of your time in your own central business, bringing people in and talking to new people, and then 20% like with your team, because guiding them and things like that. But if you are putting the effort in, asking them questions to get dates booked in or meeting up for one-to-one, and they're not doing it, like when I very first joined Arbonne, I was on the phone to Zoe 10 times a day coming up with ideas. Like if you're not doing that, you need to be phoning, you need to be talking to your upline, because I think one of the calls, I think they've been done that Fraser Brooks things, and one of them, his point is said that you need to be talking to your upline, because we're here successful business people in Arbonne, and we want to share. You need to be picking our brains as much as possible. And like I say, Arbonne doesn't work doing Arbonne on one day and having 6 days off. Arbonne doesn't work like that. You'll never ever get anywhere in Arbonne if you're that kind of person, I promise. You need to be doing something every single day. It doesn't have to be massive, but you need to get into momentum and put that foot down on that accelerator. You can't take your business off if you're just doing this. You're going backwards. But you need to, like on an like when you're going in on an aeroplane, they don't put the throttle down just a little bit to take off, do they? They put the foot down full throttle to get off. And it's a little bit like that in a business. But once you're up and going, you're off. And it might seem like you're doing a lot of messaging and things at the beginning, but it's just, it will come. Don't always focus on QV. Just make sure that you're delivering that business presentation and you're getting the products out. That's what will get you into momentum. Focusing on QV, you're only as good as your last sale. And if you want to build this big organisation, like Fiona said, there's only one of you. If you want to be a national vice president, I don't know anyone who could physically sell $160,000 of sales in 1 month physically. I don't think anyone could do that unless you're some kind of super person. However, you need a team for that. So you need to get in the mindset of sharing the business, leveraging your time, and like I say, helping other people be successful and showing them a way, like making sure that they've got a client base and business builders as well. Remember, there's two sides of the business: nice, healthy client base and team members that you leverage your time and help and teach them to do exactly the same. So just sometimes we think we overcomplicate things. We need to go back to basics, go to your 100 list, share the business, share the products, and you'll be a national vice president in no time.
Absolutely. I get, I remember early days for me. So let's say I had a kit to hand out to somebody to try, and I think so let's say I would have maybe I had sort of an FC5 back then, a gold, maybe some hair products out or whatever. And I would think in my head, I'd be going, right, so if every single body says yes, that means I'm going to have all this QV, And that's how I used to think. And it never happened that way, right? In fact, I could get all that stuff back and have nil point to show at the end of it and just think, so then there was a decision there of going, am I now going to, move on from this and, rise above it, or am I going to get defeated by it and go backwards because of that outcome? And you have to understand that this business, it is delayed gratitude. Focus on the activity, not on the outcome. It's so much healthier because by doing the activity, the outcome will happen as a direct result. But so many people, when they decide, like Laura says, right, full throttle, right, come on, you've got to be honest right here. You're not now, but, really reflect. Have you done your tracker? Have you showed up? Have you done an hour a day? That's just an hour a day, 5 times a week. That's 5 hours a day. That's all it is. Have you done that seriously? Because I think what happens is that, we can think, we're thinking Arbonne. I'm thinking Arbonne. That is not doing Arbonne. Okay, you can think you're doing Arbonne as much as you want to think, guys, but you have to do the do. And it's then the confusion and the frustration stops because you know what? You don't know what card you're being dealt, but you have to keep shuffling and dealing these cards. You don't know the next person you're going to meet in that deck of cards of their people is going to be a 2 or an ace. You don't know, but your job is to go there and shuffle the cards and deal the cards. So when you focus on the activity and not the outcome, it becomes to be fun. Okay, I really have no idea. When I meet somebody, when I follow up, I do not know if they're a yes or a no. You know what? My job there is to find out on a level 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10, where are you? That is my job, and they'll tell me, and then from that I move forward. But I never go in already expecting what I want because I'm making it about me, because I want them to join my team. Get rid of the word me, my, I. It's we, us, you, they. It's never I. So if you come to the board thinking about me, join my team, my QV, that's not going to move you forward in your business. Okay, it's about, like Laura said, it's what can we help with? What can we help you with? Because we can help you with finance, freedom, the whole personal development side. How can we serve you? That's how every time I come to the table, I'm looking to see if we can help them, if they want to help themselves. So, by doing the more I do, and it is delayed gratitude. So when people decide they want to throttle it, and then nothing shows up, and they've been working really hard for 3 weeks, and they're like, I can't believe nothing is happening. I have been working my ass off. You know what? I'll say, what were you doing 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, 3 months ago, not 3 weeks ago? Because what's showing up now is you planting the seed, water it. It grows a little. Plant the seed, feed the seed. It grows a little. So that's what I want. People think it's now, we're in the now generation, but this is not a drive-through Starbucks. You're building a multi-million-pound business. So it's going to take time and it's going to take a lot of energy, but is it worth it? I think so.
I think sometimes, because if people are working, and you can be in a mindset of exchanging time for money in a job. So sometimes when you come and do Arbonne, you put all this work in and you might not get what you want out of it. And you're thinking, Arbonne doesn't work, but it does. It's just that you've just got to get in the mindset. You might have sent some messages out in Arbonne. You've got to do that if you're going to get paid or not. You've got to do that. And the money will come, like in people's businesses who set golf clubs up and all sorts. They fork out thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds to set that business up, plus the staff, insurances, overheads, loads of stuff they have to put out with. And we, at the minute, Arbonne's free, and then people are moaning they could be saying about Arbonne's expensive or no one's got any money, but it's your belief in your head and your language, what you're putting out there. I'm struggling, I've got no money. Okay, you've got no money. Are you struggling because you're saying that you're struggling? And these are all the things that I had to learn myself. I was creating my own doom and gloom world, and I had to change my mindset completely and my language, and it just shifted. Like like I say, the metaphysical secret really helped me with how I used to approach things, and we're just problem solvers. Don't you think, Fiona? We're just problem solvers.
Yeah, and it's you can see the business is working for other people, but if you still don't believe it can work for you, that is your mindset. So get into personal development in a big way. I was a grafter. Remember, guys, we are the evidence of doing all the work behind the scenes. So I was a team of one for 2 years, 2 months. I became a professional in selling, direct selling, which really wasn't cool. If only I'd asked somebody to join my team, or was, in those 2 years, 2 months before I went area. I was an area team of one, selling 10,000 QB on my own a month. I didn't know it. It took me 5 years, 5 months to go region. It took me just short of another 5 years to go nation. That's 10 years of work. Like, what do you expect to achieve if you're not doing the do? And honestly, helping people, because you have to get over your insecurities, because we are all work in motion and work. You guys have got this too. Look, I was so shit at the start, it's not even funny. Like, literally, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have anybody showing me. It was like ridiculous. They just said, you don't get these bags getting dust in your shelves, so you have to go and get them out in the public. I was giving strangers gold bags in Tesco. I had no idea. There was no Facebook, there was no evidence. It was pathetic.
Fiona.
Right? It was. I even got kicked out of Tesco because I was giving random strangers gold bags, and the security man followed me and said, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What? I don't know what to say." He said, "You have to leave." I did not know.
Don't take your life so seriously. Like, you have to fail forward, don't you, Fiona? Some ways work and they don't happen. You just got to find another path. And I'll just end the call just saying that we are making history and a legacy for the future generation. Like, if you look, I wasn't really into history back years ago, but Sophia's been doing a lot of history, and it's actually really fascinating that what they did back then has created the life that we have today. So we're making history, making people healthier, fitter, mindset, the belief, the conviction to go up and show up themselves. We are pioneers and visionaries and leaving legacy for our future generation to have more belief in themselves. So what kind of legacy and purpose are we having in this world? What history are you making in the world? And that's what you've got to think. Like, people will look back and go, oh, all these network marketers came in, health and wellness, wanted to get everybody fit and healthy and wanted to live a life of abundance. Like, no one's done that. How incredible is that us as humans in Arbonne that will be known in history for changing the world, for people to be better about themselves and leaving a legacy. Like, that's incredible. And that's what you've got to think. What history are you making in your world? Like, what legacy? Don't you think, Fiona?
I love it. Thank you, Laura. Thank you so much for joining us. You've been incredible. My little pocket rocket, love you to bits. Powerhouse. And look forward to seeing you on Zoom. 9 p.m. Nation Call. Thank you, Laura. Lots of love.
Right, you're welcome. Bye, everybody.